Okay, so this is the course content. Okay, yes. So this is the course content. I hope, okay, so I already shared all the details. So the first topic is installation types. So the last classes, we completed three classes. So one is for a demo, like the history of Postgres database and what are the versions and why this much huge requirement in outside. Okay, so that the second one, okay, so we just we saw how to set up the lab environment. We already so configure the lab environment for this Linux server. So because the database is running a Linux platform, 99%. So what are the softwares required to set up lab environment? So that we seen that is day two. So I already uploaded in the YouTube my channel. And the third class, so we seen so how to install Postgres database on Windows platform. So these are the three sections we completed so far. So today is the fourth session. So today is the Saturday. So in general, weekend there is no sessions. Only weekdays, Monday to Friday. So due to this new batch, so just I want to cover at least four sessions before register the course. So that's why I taking today. So can say this is the first step. Postgres installation types. What are the how many methods there to install Postgres database irrespective of the operating system? So these are the four methods are there to Postgres installation for any operating system. In case of Windows operating system, only one method is there that we seen yesterday. It's very easy in Windows OS for any software. It's very easy. Just download, click on next. But in Linux, it's not easy. In Linux, it's a command-based operating system. So this is yesterday we completed. So and after installation, we seen how to connect the database, what are the methods are there, and what are the client tools are there, Postgres database using PSQL, using pgadmin, we seen. So today we see how to install Postgres database on Linux platform. If you take Linux operating system, any operating system, that could be anything. Linux, there are different flavors available. So these are the three methods available to install Postgres database. One is source code method or configuration installation. Second is M method or package installation. Third is RPM installation. So we'll go through the first method, source code installation. Once we finish this one, then go for M method. Then after go for RPM method. Once we finish this three installation, so what are the advantage of each and every method? And what are the difference between each and every method? So what is the best method to install Postgres in real time? So in real time, mostly we are using M method because there is some advantages are there. We'll discuss when we discussing this M method. That day will tell you why choose only M method, why not choose source code method, why not choose RPM method. We'll see. So today we see only discuss about source code method. So how to install Postgres database on Linux operating system using source code method. So okay. So in Windows, there is no prerequisites required to install Postgres database. That is the first point. In Windows, there is no prerequisites. Just to download the software, you can install, you can connect the database. But if you go to Linux operating system, if you go to Linux operating system, there are prerequisites are there. So those prerequisites we have to verify before proceeding installation part. So what are the prerequisites? How to verify those prerequisites? So you can say these are the prerequisites. So let me can say there is a initially the Postgres. These are the four prerequisites we should verify before proceeding installation on Linux platform. On Linux, not Windows. In Windows, it's not required. Directly you can download and install. But in case of Linux operating system, yes, we need to make sure. We need to make sure these prerequisites we have to verify. What are the prerequisites? So the initially the Postgres database, who is the author of Postgres database? Mitchell Stonebraker. So they developed a Postgres database based on C language. Based on C language. There is a Mitchell Stonebreaker. He is the author of Postgres database. He developed Postgres database based on C language. Based on C language. Okay. So based on C language, they developed Postgres database. If you download a Postgres database, yes, that code, Postgres database software code based on they developed based on C language. So to if you take suppose C language, if you execute any, if you compile any statement, what we required? We need compiler, yes or no? To execute any C language statement, we require compiler. So same way here, when you download the Postgres database software, directly we cannot install the database. First we have to convert C language to SQL language, because whatever the download software they developed based on C language, yes, we cannot install directly. So any RDBMS product, it should support SQL language, not C language. Any RDBMS product should support SQL language, not C language. But whatever the you download software, they developed based on C language. So first you convert whatever the download software, the existing code, you have to convert from C language to SQL language. How to convert? Here also we required compiler. What compiler required? GCC. This is the compiler which is going to convert from existing code from C language to SQL language. Once you converted, yes, we can install Postgres database. So converting, for converting For converting from C language to SQL language, we required a compiler. The compiler name is GCC. So how to verify the compiler is existing or not on Linux server? We required compiler. Make sure we required compiler. Yes, because when you download the software that is existing in the C language, we must and should convert from C language to SQL language. So who convert the existing code from C language to SQL language? Compiler. The compiler name is GCC. And also the compiler version should be, it should be 3.80 or above. We required compiler. And also the compiler version also, it's mandatory. It should not lower than 3.80. It should not lower than 3.80. It should be equal to 3.80 or above. These two are mandatory prerequisites. These two are mandatory prerequisites. Mandatory prerequisites. Yes. Okay. So when you get Linux server from Linux admin, you have to verify these two mandatory. Without these two, we cannot proceed Postgres database installation on Linux platform. If you proceed, it's going to fail definitely. These are the mandatory thing. So once you are good, these two are existing. The compiler version 3.80 and the compiler is existing. Yes. How to verify the compiler is existing or not? RPM-QS GCC. If it is existing, the GCC compiler name and version, it's giving output. If it's not giving output, that means compiler does not exist. So suppose if it doesn't exist compiler, to whom we need to contact? Linux admin only. In real time, Linux admin, they are responsible for OS level activity. So we have to contact with the Linux admin. We don't have this compiler. We must and should require this compiler. They will take care. They will install compiler and they will hand over to us. So and also compiler version also we need to verify. And also compiler version also we need to verify. How to verify the compiler version? Make -version. It should give 3.80 or above. Suppose it should not give 3.80 or above. Suppose it give 3.79, then immediately we need to contact with Linux admin. You have to raise a ticket. So it should be 3.80 above. These two are mandatory prerequisites. Mandatory prerequisites, optional prerequisites. The below are optional prerequisites. Readline and zlib. Readline. Suppose, okay. Suppose this is the, suppose SQL prompt. SQL prompt. Suppose I create table. Create table, table name emp, id integer. Okay. I executed, the table is created. I want to see previous executed statement. When you page up, when you click on page up from keyboard, it gives the same previous executed statement. The type of functionality it will support if you have read line RPM. Read line RPM. If you don't have read line RPM, yes, we don't bother about. We can proceed the installation. The installation gets succeed, but this type of functionality it will not support. When you want to see previous, what is the previous execute page up, page down, the functionality it will doesn't support. That is for read line. Zlib, yes, we can take the backup in compressed format if you have zlib RPM. So how to verify the RPM is existing or not? RPM-QA, the RPM name, readline, zlib. These two are the optional. Without these two, we can go and install. That's fine. But if you have these two, the type of functionality it will support. But without these two, we cannot install Postgres database on Linux platform. Compiler we required, the compiler version we required. It's a mandatory 3.80 or above. It should not lower than 3.80 value. Clear? Any queries from anyone? Let me start the server. Will verify the prerequisites part. Okay. Yes. Meanwhile, if you have any queries, let me know. Let's start the server. Okay. So let me log in. Root Oracle. Yes. Let me take the IP address and we'll connect from. Okay, so you can see activities. Yes. Okay, so if config, let me take IP address. If config, what is the IP address? 102. Yes, let me open putty. Yes, 192, 168, 0.102. Root user, Oracle. Okay, let me increase the font size. Appearance, change. Okay, so, okay. Let me host name CTL, set the host name. Let me change the host name. Host name postgres2.oracle.com. Okay, now I change the host name. So let me take the new session, duplicate session, it to reflect the host name. Yes, root Oracle. Okay, the host name will be reflected. Yes, it's reflected. Postgres2. What is the host name? Postgres2.oracle.com. I changed it. Okay, so now suppose, okay, I got this mission from Linux admin. They are saying, so what are the operating system? Suppose we have to give the details. So we need a Linux server. So there is a so and so version Linux 8.10 we required to install Postgres database. So please make the system and ready to give us. So once they install Linux 8.10 version, so they have to hand out these details to DBA team. So once we get the details, we have to log in. We have to verify which operating system they installed, what are the mount points they created. We have to tell them. So we require these are the mount point details. This is the Linux 8.10 we required to install Postgres database software. Let me verify what are the mount point details. df-h. To see the mount point details, df-h. Can say what are the mount points details required? df-h slash backup is there, slash data is there for data directory. Okay, so user 1 is there, user 2 is there. Yes, we have whatever the required, everything, all the mount points are existing. So to see the operating system version, how to verify? Cat slash etc os-release, os-release, there is a file is there, os-release for all the operating systems, for any version, for any flavor of the version, the same file is there. So which version installed Oracle Linux 8.10? Which Linux is this? Is one Oracle Linux. Which version they installed? 8.10. We are good. Whatever we required, the same thing they installed, and the mount points also existing. We have to verify the prerequisites for Postgres database installation. What are the prerequisites? RPM-QA, GCC. The GCC installed or not? Yes, GCC part of Linux operating system, it's installed. If not, we need to contact with the Linux admin. Okay. Yes, GCC 8.5.0. This is the GCC RPM installed. We are good. What is the version of this GCC? Make version. This is the compiler. What is the compiler version? Can say 4.2. We are good. What we required? At least 3.80 or above. So this is the above value compared to 3.80. We are good. Mandatory prerequisites. Mandatory prerequisites, we are good. What are the optional prerequisites? RPM-QA, read line. Read line is the RPM. Yes, read line also existing 7.0. Next, zlib. Zlib. Yes, zlib also exists. These are the optional prerequisites. Without these two, we can go and install Postgres. But without these two, without compiler and compiler version, we cannot install. We cannot proceed Postgres database installation on Linux platform. Clear? Any queries from anyone as of now? The same thing I verified. Can say RPM-QA, make version, readline, zlib. Next, yes, prerequisites, output. What is the input? To check the compiler. This is the output. Next, make version. Yes, can say this is the mandatory prerequisites. Input command is there and output command is there. Optional prerequisites. Can say what are the optional prerequisites? RPM-QA readline. Yes, readline existing. zlib existing. Next, download the software, Postgres software using below link and place into server. So where we can download this Postgres software? We need to download Postgres database software. So for all the open source software, where we can download? Yes, postgresql.org. This is the website where we can download open source Postgres database. Click on download. So we decide to install Postgres database on Linux platform using source code method. Which method? Source code method. Today we are discussing source code method only. So click on source. Click on source. Yes, it gives the software for source code method. What is the latest version? Yes, this is the 7.6 they released. So we go with, yes, any version you can go. From Postgres 16 onwards, required Linux operating system 8 version. Okay, so suppose 16.0, whatever, 16.10, can say, click on v16.10. So this is the software, can say, tar.gz. What is the file size? 1331 MB. Okay, so let me copy this link, copy link address. If you want to download in the server itself, you can take copy link address. Or suppose if you don't have access to download in the server, click here, it's going to download. Then copy file via WinSCP from local system to Linux server. Either anyway you can place the software into server. I want to download into server itself. Copy the link address. There go to the server. Duplicate link. Paste the link. You can say it's downloading the software PostgreSQL 16.10 tar.gz file. Yes, I download the software successfully. Which version? 16 version 16.10 exactly. Major version 16, minor 16.10 tar.gz file. I download the software. You can say if you want to, you can place the same link. Yes, copy the link address. This is the PostgreSQL 16.tar.gz. So you can say the above software copy to the user one location. Let me copy the same, just follow the CP, yes, to user one. Yes, let me go to user one. I copy the software to user one location. Now I want to untar the software. Once copy the software to user one, I want to untar. How to untar the software? Step 4. Step 3, copy to somewhere. Step 4, untar the software. How to untar? Tar minus xvf the software. Tar minus xvf software. Untar the software. Yes, we download, we keep the somewhere, we untar the software. Once untar, this is the untar directory, PostgreSQL 16.10. Okay. Once untar, what is the next step? Install the software. Install the software. Step 1, step 2, step 3. Like this, each and every topic. This is the own material we prepared. So this input command is there and output command is there. ls minus lrt, yes. After untar, this directory is created. Next, we are ready to install the software. Step 5. What we do? Go to the untar directory. Then configure, make install. To install the software in source code method, to install the software in source code method, we have to follow this step. Go to the untar directory, dot slash configure, make make install. This is for only to install software only. Can say these are the steps we have to follow. Download the software. Download the software. Download and untar software. Untar the software. Okay. Next, second step. Install the software. Third step. Create user and data directory. Create a user and data directory and change the permissions. Change the permissions. Okay. Fourth one. Create the cluster. Create the cluster. Fifth one. Start the Postgres services. These are the steps we have to follow in case of source code method. Create the cluster. Switch to Postgres user. Please keep on mute. Switch to Postgres user, then create the cluster. So these are the steps we have to follow whenever you want to build the Postgres database software, Postgres database server using source code method. Using source code method. Can say these are the high level steps. High level steps. Can say download and untar the software, install the software, create user and data directory, change the permissions, switch to Postgres user, then create the cluster, then start the Postgres services. These are the high level steps. Till now, what we completed? Yes, we completed download and entire software. Now we are ready to install the software. To install the software, what we required? To install the software, what we required? Go to entire directory. Go to entire directory. Configure. Make install. So configure what it will do? It's going to verify all the prerequisites. All the prerequisites. We already verified, but system doesn't know. So when you fire this command, go to entire directory. When you fire this command, it's going to verify all the prerequisites. All the prerequisites. What are the prerequisites? Compiler is existing or not? What is the compiler version? Readline existing or not? And zlib is existing or not? If anyone doesn't exist, it throws the error. If there is no errors, means if all are existing, there is no errors, then proceed the next step. What is the make command? What it will do? Here, GCC is going to GCC is going to convert from C language to C to SQL language. So when the all existing code, when it is converting from C language to SQL language, convert from C language to SQL language, when you fire this make command, that time only compiler is going to convert everything from C language to SQL language. Make install, what it will do? It's going to install the software in the default location. What is the default location in case of source code method? /usr local PGSQL. This is the default home location in case of source code method. In case of source code method. Postgres home location. This is the default location. Data directory. Yes, we need to mention the data directory. In general, we are using data system. In yesterday also we seen in Windows, that is the default data directory, default home location, C program files, PostgreSQL 16. What is the default data directory? C program files, PostgreSQL 16, Postgres 16/data. Here, what is the Postgres home location? This is the default home location /usr local PGSQL. This is in case of source code method only. If we use source code method, this is the default location. If you want to, we can change. Yes, if you want to change this location, we can change. That's fine. We'll see later. This is the data directory. We need to mention what data directory you want to maintain. What is the purpose of data directory? To store data files and configuration files. Here, to install all the software. So let's go and install Postgres software. You can say we go to the entire directory where we are in PWD user 1. Go to entire directory PostgreSQL 16.10. Yes, I am in the entire directory pwd /configure. Let's see. So this is the it's non-licensed operating system, right? Even though readline and zlib existing, it's not recognized in real time. It's recognized that is the licensed operating system. So the workaround is you can keep /configure. You can say use without ICU, without let's see, without readline, without zlib. You mention the please verify the prerequisites without a readline, without a zlib, because these three are already existing, but this is the trial version Linux 8.10. That's why it's not recognized. That's fine. Just keep these three so that without errors, it's going to complete. It's going to verify, checking all the prerequisites. If there is no errors, we are good to proceed with the next step. There is no errors. What is the next step? Make command. Where we are in, we make sure under entire directory. Let me run make command. What it will do? Make command. It's going to converting existing code from C language to SQL language. Once converted, we are ready to install. What is the command to install? Make install. It's going to install the software in default location. Please keep mute it. If you have any doubts, yeah, you can unmute and you can ask. Okay, so for converting everything from C language to SQL language, it takes time little bit less than 5 minutes. Okay, let's wait.
Can I,
Once, yeah, go ahead.
I was just worried about the UO1 location. Can we is it a must we should use the U01 location? Can we create any directory
Yeah,
and like
you can use any directory.
okay, okay,
Whatever. The thing is okay. So if you can keep somewhere the software, you can entire directory, you can use it. That's fine.
okay.
Yeah. Any other queries? Any from anyone? Like user one, we are using like a staging directory to keep the software, whatever the download software. So anyway, we are using for a data directory, user one data, user one. This is the location, user one slash data 16. We are going to use a data directory. This is the path. If doesn't exist, we are going to create this under user one data 16. Suppose if you don't want to use user one data 16, if you want to use user two data 16, yes, you can go. Some location we required to maintain data directory. Yes, if you want to use this location, yes, user two, if you have user two mount point under data system, you can create this data system should be owned by Postgres user. That's it. The location is mandatory. One location to keep the data directory. That's it. Okay. Let's wait. So once done the make command without any errors, next go to fire the command make install. What it will do if you do make install, it's going to install the software, install the software in default location, in default location. What is the default location? Slash usr local PGSQL. When you are installing Postgres using source code method, the default Postgres home location will be this is the home location. Okay. Suppose I don't want to install Postgres default location. I don't want to install Postgres default location. What it will do? You can use a prefix hyphen prefix equal to. You have to mention the your location where you want to install the Postgres. Suppose I want to install this location. Yes, you can mention the path hyphen slash configure when you fire this command. That time only you need to mention hyphen prefix equal to your location. That means Postgres software is going to install this location, not default. Anyway, wherever that's fine because the software doesn't grow, right? So it's like it's occupied less than it's kind of KBs only. Okay. If you want to install Postgres different location, dot slash configure hyphen prefix equal to your location so that inside this location Postgres software installing. The remaining command same make install. Okay. Let's wait. Same CD. Yes, you can without read line. This is for a default location. Okay. So configure without read line, without zlib. Yes, make next make install. Okay. Custom location. Postgres custom installation. Custom installation. Okay. In that, you have to mention hyphen prefix equal to user one post, whatever the location where you want to install Postgres, you can give the location hyphen prefix equal to customize Postgres installation part. The remaining same make install. Okay. Okay, just if you want to customize the Postgres installation, you can use hyphen prefix equal to you can use. Okay, as of now, I am going to default location only. Let's see. Yeah, I can say without any errors, it's completed. Without any errors, it's completed. Let me go here. Okay, make also completed. Next, make install. Let me make install. So when you fire this command, it's going to install Postgres default location. What is the default home location? You can say cd/usr local PGSQL LL. This is the default home location. Once installed, yes, we successfully installed. Once installed, you need to verify the installation part. You need to verify the installation part. How to verify? Go to home location. Go to home location means cd this one cd home location. There we can see bin folder. What is the purpose of bin folder? Yesterday we discussed. All the binaries will be there. All the utilities are there. All the executable files are there. Let me go to bin folder. Cd bin folder. So there is a PSQL. What is the purpose of PSQL? Yes, to connect the database in case of command line mode. The same way there is a initdb is there. Initdb. Initdb. What is the purpose of initdb? To create a cluster. To create a cluster, we have to use initdb. To create a cluster, we have to use initdb utility. We have to use initdb utility. Can say to create a cluster, we have to use initdb utility. Next, pg underscore ctl. pg underscore ctl. What is the purpose of this? To start. To start and stop or restart. To start or stop or restart Postgres services. If you want to stop the services, if you want to start the services, we have to use pgctl utility. PSQL to connect the database DB using command line mode. These are the utilities as of now today we are going to discuss. initdb to create a cluster we are using initdb. PGCTL to start or stop or restart Postgres services we are using PGCTL. PSQL to connect the database using command line mode. For all the utilities where we have inside bin folder. Inside bin folder. Where the bin folder is located? Inside home location. Clear? Let me go back. LL. So lib folder, all the libraries are there. All the libraries are there. Can say these are all the libraries. Don't touch this lib folder. If you delete someone, it won't work as expected. In share folder, there is extensions are there. Related extensions under share folder. Include, just you can ignore nothing. So this is how to verify the installation part. We are good. We verified the installation. So we are good. The installation part. Now, what is the next step? Can say go to the next step. Need to add Postgres user and set the password. We need one user to create a cluster. We need one user to create a cluster. We require one user. Let me add the user. User add Postgres. User add Postgres. Let me add the user. Yes. How to set the password? Password Postgres. Let me set the password. Yes. I add the user because we are going to create a cluster with Postgres user and we set the password for this user at OS level. The same steps. You can say. Next step. We required data directory. Under user one, we don't have data 16. We need to create data directory. What is the data directory we are going to use? User one data 16. This data directory should be owned by Postgres user because we are going to install Postgres with the Postgres user only. So whatever the data directory you are going to use, that data directory should be owned by Postgres user and group. Group also same Postgres. And permission double 75. Let me create the data directory, user on data 16. Yes. Let me change the ownership. Data directory should be owned by Postgres user. Under permissions. Yes. Now, if you want to, you can verify who is the owner of this. Postgres only. That should be Postgres because we are going to build a database server with Postgres user. Now we are ready to create a cluster. Now create a cluster. How to create a cluster? What is the utility we are using? initdb utility. What is the full path of initdb? User local home location under bin folder. There is a initdb. -d. What is the data we are going to use? This is the data. So this is the statement to create a cluster. Means it's going to create a one instance. One instance. Cluster means one instance. It's not like Oracle rack. It's equal to one instance. So each instance it should have own data directory. The home location should be same for all the instances. You may create a number of instances, a number of clusters. We'll see how to create a multi clusters in the going forward. So let me switch to Postgres user first. Let me switch to Postgres user first. Now let me go to this data directory. Nothing is there. As of now, nothing is there inside this data directory. When you create a cluster, what it will do? It's going to create three databases. It's going to create three databases. For all the default three databases, data files, configuration files, everything is placed inside this data directory. When you create a cluster, what will happen? At OS level, at a DB level, three database created default, Postgres template 0, template 1. For all three database related data files and config files placed inside this folder. Now we are in the same inside data directory. Nothing is there as of now. Let me create the cluster. You can say initdb, full path of initdb, -d, data directory. What data directory? Suppose you want to use different data directory. You can create the same data directory. You can mention the same data directory. It's going to create a cluster. Now the cluster is created, success. Now you can see how many files are there. All the data files and the config files created inside the data because we given the same location for a data directory. Now you can now start the database server using pgctl -d. What is the data directory? Start. This is how you can start the services using pgctl. Full path of pgctl because we haven't set up environment variables. So till cover the environment variables, we have to use full path of all the utilities. -d data directory start log file. So by default there is no log file, so it's going to create log file. What is the log? It's inserted into this log file. So now how to verify the server started? How to verify the services is running or not? How to verify ps-ef grep postgres? This is the command to verify the Postgres services are running or not. This is the home location. This is the data directory. Yes, same data directory given. What are the? These are the background process. Checkpointer, background writer, wall writer, auto vacuum launcher, logical replication. These are the background process for each and every instance. Like this, you can create a number of instances, a number of clusters. So as of now, one cluster is running. What is the cluster data directory? This is the data directory. What is the home location? This is the home location. By seeing this home location, how you can understand this server build using source code method. Now I want to connect the database. How to connect the database? PSQL. You can say. So PSQL, when you give PSQL command not found, you have to give the full path of PSQL. What is the full path of PSQL? Under bin all the binaries are there. PSQL I connected. When you give full path, yes, it's invoked. I wherever Linux or Windows by default connected Postgres database only. /L. How many databases are there? To see how many databases? Three databases are there. Postgres template 0, template 1. Okay. So this is how build the database server using source code method. If you want to create our own database, yes, create database, database name HRMS. Now you can say /L, 4 rows, means 4 database are there. So what is the data directory? How to find the data directory? After connecting database, show data underscore directory. Data underscore directory. So user one data system is the data directory. What is the how to know the port number? Show port. This is the cluster related port number. This is the cluster data directory. Exit. If you want to exit, /q. This is the database prompt. This is the OS level prompt. Suppose I want to stop the services. pgctl, pgctl -d data directory, stop. Now you can verify ps -grep postgres. Nothing is there. There is no background process. There is no data directory. That means in this moment there is no services are running. Now if you try to connect the database, it could not. You can say no such file or directory server is not running. Always the database services are running, then only someone can connect the database. So the all the steps are there. Create a cluster, yes. Switch to Postgres user, then start the services. pgctl -d start, then verify the cluster is running or not. ps -grep Postgres, you can see. Then connecting to database using PSQL. Create database HRMS. If you want to connect the database /HRMS, you can connect. So this is how build the database server using source code method. Any queries from anyone? Yes. If you have any queries, let me know. So the same way, we'll see how to build the database server using M method. M method is very simple. It's not required these many steps. That's why in real time they are using M method only. In source code method, everything we need to create user, we need to create data directory. RPM method, yes. So tomorrow will next Monday we'll see M method, and after that we'll say RPM installation. So this is the course content. We'll go through the one by one. So as of now, source code we completed. Yes, we'll say next class M method, then RPM, then uninstallation of each and every method. We'll see how to uninstall source code method, how to uninstall M method, how to uninstall RPM method. If you done the RPM method, how to uninstall. Then go to the PG administration, customize installation, how to change the home location, how to change the data directory, what are the post installation steps. We done build the database server, but before hand over the connection details to application team, we have to do some post steps. What are the post steps we have to do before hand over the database details to application team? Like this, we have to go to each and every topic every day. Okay, so the course duration will be 30 days. Okay, every day the session timings will be 8 to 9 a.m. IST. Okay, so after session completes, you get the record and the material.